goes first because the solid dimensional shifter has been crushing so many of the top decks so far in this event.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it matters if you're going first or second if you do happen to see that dimension shifter, but I do want to see the Fiendsmith Snake Eye deck try to go first, and I want to see the Exodia deck power through it.
Good luck.
I'm not a fan of re-rolling one die, but that's neither here nor there. You got to pick
I've
them
heard
both
your
up.
thoughts on re-rolling so far.
Oh, yeah, well, if you one roll on the table, you got to pick them both up. You're rolling them at the same time, but it's okay. It looks like Bruce is going to go first.
We talked about him being prepared going into this tournament, having to have prepared for 2 different tournaments. Do you think he's prepared for this? I don't think anything could prepare you for this.
Yeah.
I'm at least hoping he knows what the cards do, but we're going to have to find out how it's going to play out. The Exodia deck definitely wants to go first, but we'll have to see how he navigates. We've seen a lot of decks that want to go first, still do really well going second.
That's a good point, but so far no early interruptions from the side of Dakota.
And no surprises either. The typical Snake Eye Ash into the Snake Eye Poplar into the Divine Temple. Divine Temple's going to get that Snake Eye Diabell Star.
Yeah, I mean, Snake Eyes Poplar being able to add any Snake Eye Speller Trap means it can grab that temple, not like Diabell Star where you're stuck grabbing just original. Really, you know, Snake Eyes Poplar was pretty impactful. It's been one of the stronger cards that's really catapulted Snake Eyes to the top ever since its release in Phantom Nightmare.
And the reason Asal is so confidently saying what's going to happen is because we've seen this happen so many times. I still remember back at the quarter century celebration, Billy, when you and I cast together, and the lines were not solved necessarily, and we saw all these different freestyles, as Stephen Darling likes to call it, the jazz Yu-Gi-Oh. But at this point, we do see pretty much the same lines, and now we're going to go into that Fiendsmith combo next.
Yep, Moon of the Closed Sky is going to let him turn 2 monsters into a light Fiend monster, so he can link that away into the Link 1 Fiendsmith's Requiem. That's going to tribute off to special summon Fiendsmith Engraver from the deck to the field. And we saw him place that Snake Eyes Diabell Star back into the Spell and Trap card zone thanks to Snake Eyes Poplar's effect.
We talk about how powerful the Fiendsmith engine is and how it can be used in pretty much everything, as we can see it being used in Exodia. The Exodia engine is pretty self-contained. It's able to recycle itself just like the Fiendsmith engine does. Where do you think the synergy is?
I mean, the Fiendsmith, you just get 2 monsters on the field and you can go into the full combo, so potentially you're just using the Millennium cards to get those bodies on the field. That's my first gut reaction, but you also get then, if you can get to the Beatrice lines, kind of go for a lot of different things in your deck with a 60-card deck. I imagine you're not going to be drawing all the cards that you need to see to win, so you're going to be searching for them through other means, and I think that's one of the greatest strengths of that Fiendsmith line as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one of the draws about using the Exodia cards, I know a lot of people are thinking about playing with the Millennium cards without the Exodia cards, because Singenjin Wakes from a Millennium is able to just give you free monsters that you can place in your Spell and Trap card zone. You special summon by paying 2,000 life points, and it adds another one of those Millennium monsters from your deck to your hand. So then you can place that in the Spell and Trap card zone, pay another 2,000, summon forward, and then guess what? You have 2 monsters on the field, which can go into that Moon of the Closed Heaven.
Yeah. While we're talking about the potential from the Exodia deck, though, we haven't seen any actions from Dakota. Asal, how concerned are you seeing a basically tutorial of how to pull off the Snake Eyes Fiendsmith combo from the side of Bruce? It seems like he's just undeterred.
I think this is all according to plan. I think he's expecting to just let it all happen and then blow right through it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Exodia Obliterate?
Exodia Obliterate.
That would be nice, but we do see the Snake Eye combo continuing. We saw the Fiendsmith go into sequence, summon Fiendsmith Lacrima. Lacrima brought back Engraver, linked away for Appaloosa, Bow as a Goddess. And now we are bringing back Engraver. Now that he has all these monsters on the field, the world is his oyster. Where is he going to go to next? What kind of end board is he looking to make? Like, as you mentioned, Kangas, he's going uninterrupted, so he really gets to do his ideal board here.
This is like those times when I find the, Yu-Gi-Oh content creators that walk you through all the new tutorials and combos. Like, if you're never interrupted, this is what you can do. Well, that's what's happening on screen right now.
Typically, Snake Eye doesn't even want to try to do the most because it never expects to be able to go fully interrupted. It can do anything under the sun if it really tries to, but it doesn't really expect to. So you're probably not playing all the options that you could possibly go to. I mean, you could definitely go for Spell Cancel like we saw in previous rounds. I don't think Dakota would like that very much. But I think we're just going for something a little bit more moderate here. I think
it looks like
a little more moderate.
A little more moderate. Yeah, just a multi-material Appaloosa. I believe that's a Desiree, if I see that correctly on screen there.
Desiree, yep. I think the players that have gone with the option to make sure to make it a priority to get Fiendsmith Desiree on the field have been doing well in this tournament. A lot of people might have overlooked it first, but having that, being able to negate any face-up card, it doesn't target. It just, you have to pick equal to the number of equipped cards
It can
equipped to
hit
it.
field spells. It can hit things like evenly matched, which a lot of folks are actually side decking so far. So
Very useful against cards like Dark Ruler No More as well. If you have a trap card to be able to use with it. Also able to negate your own princess to keep you out of your Firelock on your own turn.
I haven't seen that one yet.
It's part of a lot of combos.
Oh, wow. See, there's so much potential in this deck. It's incredible what you can actually pull off with it. And yeah, let's see what Bruce decides to do, because that's the mark of the top duelist here. We know that he was in the top 16 event, day 0, as we've been calling it. And now also currently having a fantastic streak here on day 1 of the WCQ.
Definitely. Now we see that princess coming down, bringing back the Snake Eyes Flamebird's Dragon. Snake Eyes Flame. Has he made IP yet? I don't think so.
I feel like I missed it. I couldn't tell if it's in his graveyard.
Yeah, we're talking about Exodia for a couple minutes.
I mean, he has the ability to put the sequence on the Desiree and negate the princess if he needed to, but it looks like we're going to be linking away the princess now.
It's going to be that Nightmare Phoenix to protect the
Yep.
Appaloosa by battle. We've
Get the
seen that a
draw
lot
off
this
of it.
weekend.
Well, I don't think he's activating it, but
So now
Fair enough.
Appaloosa will be protected, which is, you know, a lot more common now than I realized, because, yeah, it was something that even Mitchell Martin overlooked in that our last feature match that we were on.
I mean, I think this is something that happens a lot more often now because there are a lot less fire extra deck monsters in your extra deck because you have to make a lot of, you know, decisions as far as what you can fit in.
Yeah.
There is a lot of cards in the Fiendsmith engine. You can't really fit everything you used to. There had to be sacrifices. So what that usually means is there's no Raging Phoenix, there's no World Seed Atlantis. A lot of those cards are still in people's extra decks, but you have to pick and choose.
Yeah.
And it looks like if you want to fit in Phoenix, you don't get to have those cards.
Okay, so no IP Masquerena here, just Desiree and Appaloosa. Interesting.
I wonder if at this point in the tournament, Bruce knows what his opponent's on and has some kind of strategy for it.
I don't know. If I'm seeing a 60-card deck, I'm thinking it has to be like a tier limit strategy or something like that.
He might have just
Maybe
seen an Exodia
branded?
deck existing. Well, yeah, okay. If you are expecting to play against Branded, this is an interesting position to be in. Definitely want to prioritize having the Desiree.
Can't see what he activated. What is it? They got
Yeah.
Ash
Oh, it's
Blossom,
Full
but
Trail
Full Trail
Goods.
Goods.
Okay.
Okay.
That's interesting that you're going to Ash the goods itself and not what it sends.
It is interesting. Let's see how it plays out.
Oh, it looks like he drew the Azure Rune, not something you want to see in your opening hand, especially in 60 cards. Oh, and he has one of the pieces.
Okay, it looks like it is
Yeah.
the Millennium
This is not a
Shield
one
of
more piece
Destiny.
moment.
we're a few
Dynasty.
off of that with the 60-card deck. But we do see Shield of the Millennium Dynasty.
Dynasty.
And,
Oh, that not the strongest hand
that's just,
here.
okay.
So how he revealed his strategy and then conceded after he realized he couldn't play through the Appaloosa, it looks like.
That is a tough situation for Dakota to be in. Game number 2 underway in front of us today, though. Dakota down 0-1 against Bruce.
This is an opportunity to show his creativity here. Why did this deck get this far? What is it designed to do?
I see a good card in his hand. He at least has the Millennium on. Yep. So he will be able to summon the Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate. Does he have a Millennium Monster? He has an Engraver, it looks like, and that is what he's going to start off with, discarding Fiendsmith Engraver to grab Fiendsmith's Track.
Yep.
I just
You assume it's track.
It
You
could
assume
be
it's track.
Sanked. It could be
There's
Sanked.
60 cards. It could be anything.
You're right.
Well,
There
we
is a
see
track.
what he searched.
Yeah.
So congratulations. You were, in fact, calling that one right.
Tract is going to let him add a Light Fiend. Is it going to be Majesty's Fiend? Probably not. It's going to be that Fabled Blurry.
All right, everything's pretty normal so far. Nothing too out of the ordinary.
So you had asked earlier what I imagine the line would be. Again, I think that the idea for Fiendsmith is going to be get to Beatrice. If you're able to get something that you choose from your deck into the graveyard, that I imagine is what's going to be happening here. So if then Bruce has that same feeling, where does Bruce want to try and interrupt this if he has something?
Well,
Yeah.
he knows that he already plays Foolish Burial Goods, right?
Sure.
So you imagine the Beatrice is doing something very similar, maybe sending something along the lines of the Rainbow Bridge. So if you're holding an Ash,
Yeah,
you might
I mean,
just
there's a
save it
very
all the way till
powerful
the
field
end.
spell in this strat.
The Wedju Temple.
There we go. Add a little extra flair on that one, Billy.
I love the Wedju Temple. It's one of my favorite field spells. The Wedju Temple lets you place a monster from your hand into your spell and trap card zone, and then place a Millennium monster from your deck to the spell and trap card zone as well, which allows you to basically special summon it. So we're going to have to see if that is what Dakota is looking for here.
Okay.
And if Bruce even knows that card exists.
I hope so. Please, Bruce. You're playing.
would
I think he
imagine.
would. Bruce is a veteran. I'm sure he knows what's coming.
Bruce is a math teacher. He definitely read the cards ahead of time, you know? If I know math teachers, Although
They
I
can
guess equations are different than
then,
card
like,
text.
word problems are a little tricky, you know?
Oh, I didn't ask what subsect of math he teaches.
Oh, man.
Hopefully it's algebra. All right. We are seeing more of the Fiendsmith combo here, though.
Lacrima is going to come down, and now it's going to bring back Engraver.
Everything's normal so far.
We've seen this board a million times.
There is Nibiru, the Primal Being.
And this is before Beatrice would hit the field.
Indeed it is. So now he's going to take down all those monsters, give his opponent a Primal Being token.
In the Anima Zone?
As is standard, you can try and remove that on your turn.
You don't want to get caught off guard by a Nibiru token that's far too big.
Oh, yeah, I had everything.
So all that was time spent by Dakota and answered by Bruce with a single card. What else does Dakota have in his hand?
It was an easy trade, right? One card for one card. All of this was off the Fiendsmith Engraver.
You know, that's a good point when you put it that way. It's just there's so many more cards.
This was the big. We'll have to see if he does have that Millennium Ankh in his hand. It works kind of like Shaddoll Fusion, where you just activate it and summon a fusion from your extra deck. Well, not any fusion, just the unstoppable Exodia incarnate.
I hear that's a pretty good one.
It looks like he does have the Ankh.
It is quite good.
Is the other one, it looks like it's almost...
It's the Golem, as well as Foolish Burial Goods and Infinite Permanence.
Okay, the Golem that guards the Millennium Treasures is pretty good.
So goods can get us to that field spell again. What was it called, Billy? I know you like to say it.
Wedge Temple.
Yeah, there we go. But we're going to go for Golem first, okay?
Yep, so you can place in the spell and trap card zone. He can reveal the Millennium Ankh to special summon from tablet form into the monster zone, and then he's able to add a Millennium monster from his deck to his hand. Doesn't have to pay that 2,000 life points since he already has the Millennium Ankh. Oh, sorry, this one gets the field spell. Singenjin wakes from Millennium is the one that grabs the monster.
I like this. So we were not required then to use the Foolish Burial Goods in order to try and get into the field spell.
Well,
okay,
it looks like I was wrong.
Yeah, he is currently reading the cards, hopefully for the second or third time.
You know, maybe he's just trying to make sure, like, you know, getting that one line of text that he wasn't familiar with.
I would not hold it against any duelist, though, to be caught by surprise by this deck. It was not on the radar of many when we talked to the top duelists coming in, when we talked amongst ourselves. I did not hear this mentioned once.
You know who else didn't expect Exodia? Kaiba.
A classic example. Bruce hopefully has learned from the lessons of the anime. Episode 1? That was
episode
1.
one.
I almost said 2, and I
episode
realized, no, that is
Yep.
That is the first episode.
lesson number 1.
Dakota's deck contains no pathetic cards. However, it does contain the unstoppable Exodia.
It really has 0 bad cards. It's all the best cards you could possibly play.
Pretty much.
All right, so the Foolish Burial Goods is going to send that Rainbow Bridge Salvation, even though he already has the Wedgie Temple.
Does
Well,
he play
does he have
anything
another
else?
one? Yeah. Let's see if he
there's one other
can
field spell that
search
works
for
really
a
well.
different field spell here.
Oh, no.
One that works with spellcasters. That's
Oh,
right, it's Secret Village.
Everyone's favorite field spell.
You know who's a spellcaster?
Dark Magician.
The right
You're
line?
right. He's the ultimate wizard in terms
of attack and defense. Which I don't believe is true to this day.
Depends who you ask.
Okay.
No, you're very right. And now it looks like he is going to add, Cobalt Eel, of course, with the Secret Village. Got to add a crystal piece as well. That's the advantage of playing 60 cards. You're less likely to draw those one-ups you don't want to see. But, it's even cooler because you get that free monster that you can use with Wedgie Temple. Nice.
You're right.
Because you got to place a monster from your hand.
I was wondering how we were going to get that, and there's the answer.
Oh, when we see a quarter-century secret rare, Singenjin wakes from a Millennium. He's going to be able to reveal the Ankh, special summon it, add a Millennium monster, so now he can go after the shield of the Millennium Dynasty. Oh, but he's just going to grab another copy of Singenjin.
Yeah, you don't really need the shield if you already have the Ankh in your hand, right?
You can get another one, because if you get another Ankh, then you can use the Ankh to summon Exodia, and then you have another Ankh to reveal
just
for
like
next
this card.
turn.
It's a fun one to say.
It's a Millennium item, and it's in his deck.
All right, I won't ask for spoilers if more will be printed later, but for now we got the 1. And now what are we going to go into from here?
Looks like he's considering
Yep, there's a Silhouette Magician.
Okay.
another card from the Infinite Forbidden. A really good link to it's a secret rare, and on summon it lets you set a continuous trap that can be special summoned as a monster. And it also has the effect when you do special summon a continuous trap. I don't know, anytime you special summon a monster from the spell and trap card
Anytime
zone.
a monster is summoned from the spell and trap zone, it triggers off your opponent's cards as well. So their Flamers, their Divine Temple, they also trigger this card.
And then it'll let you destroy a spell and trap card on the field.
Very powerful, especially in this matchup. I mean, imagine going for that Temple. We already know that they're obviously playing that one from the last duel.
Yeah, there's many opportunities to get value from this, but
Dive Bell start setting something, the Witch as well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're, well, not immediately, but eventually.
Sure, yeah.
So we're going to have to say goodbye to the... I don't know if the token stays, because you have to shuffle back all monsters that aren't Millennium or Exodia. So the rabbit is going to leave the field, but we are going to replace it with the unstoppable Exodia incarnate.
And we
Fair
still
trade.
get the trap, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair trade.
Let's see it. We're going to see all 5 pieces of Exodia being revealed
Prove
here.
that you have them.
And then you sneak them into your hand.
Yep. Okay, say it with us. One more piece.
Yes, sir.
Oh, where's my favorite?
There it is. Beautiful.
I like how he actually assembled it to show. I love it. And then here comes the unstoppable Exodia incarnate. It can negate a spell or trap once per turn. Once per battle phase, it can gain attack equal to your life points. And that's just going to keep on going. You could say it has an infinite amount of attack. And during the end phase, you can set an Exodia or obliterate spell or trap card from your deck.
Somewhere in the world, Jeff Leonard just shed a tear.
I hope he's using it. I know he likes to use more like combo decks and stuff, but I hope he really likes the new Exodia cards. I'd love to see him back at it.
Yeah, they're very entertaining. So, the Ankh now locks you out of summoning for the rest of the turn. So this is the last monster we'll see. And from what's in hand, we know that there's the
Secret
Infinite
Village.
Impermanence and then Secret Village. So we're going to lock Bruce out of spells. We're going to have a monster effect negate, and then as well that continuous trap, which people might not be as aware of, Asala.
Yeah, Angel Statue Azure, we didn't get to talk about it yet. That card is effectively Solemn Warning on the field. It summons itself as a monster, but also considered a trap card. And its effect is it's able to send itself to negate these same wording as Thunder King Ryo. I don't know like the exact text I need to say here.
Sure.
Negate the special summon, a monster that was special summon, or negate. I'd have to pull
If
it
a
up.
monster would be special summoned, negate that.
There you go. Yeah, it doesn't negate an effect that special summons a
Yes.
monster.
We are reaching, like, yes.
But if we're going into an extra deck, if we're going into a Link monster,
Exactly,
something along
yeah.
those lines, we can deal with it very effectively
Those
right
summons
now.
that do not start a chain.
Yeah.
So he's going to set the Exiled Fires of Rage from his deck to the spell and trap card zone. That card, pretty simple card. If you have Exodia, you can just destroy every card on your opponent's side of the field.
Yep.
Simple but good.
Do you think Nibiru can handle that?
You know, he's big, but I don't know if he's quite
How much
that big.
life does he have? 8,000?
Yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
have to pay anything because he had the Ankh in his hand.
Yeah.
So if he goes to battle phase and tries to attack over the Exodia, he'll be able to gain 8,000 attack points.
He did activate the Rune in the battle phase, so he could attempt to just attack over that if he knows that he's not going to be able to attack over the Exodia anyway.
And I don't know if we've mentioned it either, but the Exodia Fusion monster, of course, having spell and trap negation built into his effects too. So
Yeah, it's super amazing.
yeah.
I mean, kind of like doubling up on it with the Secret Village.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
but if something
pretty
goes
much.
wrong, he's still there and he has your back.
You're able to protect. Basically, the Secret Villager can't be removed because you have a way to deal with something that does that, and the Azure Rune protects it from Nightmare Phoenix, so you're kind of covered all your bases here.
Yeah.
And that's probably why Dakota's sitting here with a pretty good chance with only one loss to make it to day 2.
I suppose this is a different kind of Exodia.
Normal summon Breaker, the Magical Swordsman, does get through this though. Important. Actually, no. Infinite Permanence. It is set.
Yes, that comes with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Battle.
Oh.
Okay.
Attack Exodia. Nope.
This is the line.
But
so
even though he doesn't attack Exodia, he can still. I'm pretty sure it's just once for battle phase. I don't think it has to battle.
All right. Well, at least main phase 2, we're going to be normal summoning that Snake Eye Ash.
we're not going to use the Infinite Impermanence here.
Well, he still has the effect to potentially destroy all cards the opponent controls, so I think he's just going to wait for a timely use of that.
I suppose that's, yeah, you don't have to use it yet. You can let them use their normal summon and then save that for either this Poplar or if they go for the Oak or something.
Yeah, and then you want to potentially save the Infinite Impermanence for anything that really threatens the Secret Village.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could be true. Could be true. Poplar is coming down. Let's see if he does decide to use the Imperm. Doesn't look like it.
I mean, the Poplar doesn't really do anything, right? It gets the
Yeah,
spell
spell.
card.
Yeah.
Probably holding it for that Nightmare Phoenix, indeed.
He's really upset about that Cosmic Cyclone in his hand.
Yeah, it's the moral support spell search right now. It's the discard for Nightmare Phoenix one. But yeah, that Cosmic Cyclone is doing nothing, unfortunately. I mean, going second, you're thinking, oh, I can try and get rid of the back row, but not when that field spell hits the board. And here we go.
Phoenix effect.
Yeah, I think it was a little premature to activate the Azure Rune. Now you are a little bit vulnerable here. Obviously, we know that he has Infinite Impermanence, but in case he didn't,
See what he decides to discard.
And target. Oh, target. What we are aware of will not necessarily matter.
Looks like he's really considering his options here.
He does have 3 of them.
He's trying to read Dakota's mind. Where did he put the obliterates trap?
He kept in Dark Ruler as well. Cards that would have been very strong if it wasn't for the Secret Village.
Yep.
And there is Infinite Permanence.
Gonna shut down that Nightmare Phoenix.
Dakota had everything that he needed to completely stop Bruce's moves. Not being able to use spell cards with this deck is very difficult.
Yeah, Dakota going first is definitely where he wants to be with this deck. But, you know, if he does win this game and goes into game 3, the side deck might help him going second, but it's a pass.
And will we activate the trap now? Destroy everything.
So now he can also grab the new card, Obliterate Blaze, if he wants. I would love to see him win with a attack with Obliterate Blaze. So this card, it gives an effect to the Exodia monster. So it gives him the effect to where he can destroy all spell and trap cards on the field to equip all 5 pieces of Exodia to the Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate, and it gains 2,000 attack for each piece.
Which happens to be 100 more than he needs.
Exactly. I mean, there's the Nightmare Phoenix out there, but he will be 10,000 attack. That will do 8,100 damage, and he can still destroy everything on the board as well. Here it is. And there we go. We have a clear path to victory for Dakota. Going first really changed the way that the deck played, the way the deck looked, and the options that Bruce had.
So since he drew, he has a Secret Village already anyway to destroy, so he can activate Obliterate Blaze and then activate the Incarnate effect to destroy everything and equip those pieces. But it looks like he's considering his options. Maybe he wants to get that Singenjin that wakes from a Millennium onto the field first.
Yeah, mandatory effect.
No, he has to pay 1,000 during standby phase, I believe.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
How will he recover?
No. He's taking it. Wait, you burned me. Wait, I burned you. So he's a...
He's talking with the judges, making sure
Yeah.
life points are correct.
Yep.
They will all disappear pretty soon.
I'm going to activate Millennium on.
I'm going to Ankh again.
Oh,
Just wants to
we're
summon
sending
another
a
one?
message right now.
This is a message.
They're already in position.
Yeah, they really are. Okay, we got the head first this time, but one more piece. There it is.
Here comes another
I didn't
copy.
even know he's played two. Let's go.
I mean, if he puts themselves back, you might as well.
The Ankh goes back with the pieces into the deck. What's better than one Exodia?
Two Exodias.
Oh, man.
Shuffling the deck up. I imagine we're going to have to go find those pieces again because they're all going to get equipped.
He wants to get his value out of this.
Yeah, he's milking this one.
So he's not even going to try and equip the pieces, but that's okay. They're going to be able to gain
Yeah.
7,000 attack
That's
each.
fine.
And he's going
There
to
we
be able
go.
to 2 punches from 2 Exodias, and he's going to even out. You see the smile there from Bruce. This is game 3, round 8. Both of our players are X1. That means they have 6 wins, 1 loss. Being 7-1 with 1 round to go for day 1 will feel good, even if one of these players loses round, which one will, unless they draw. Moving on with an X2 record, still solid with only a few rounds to go in the tournament.
You get the lead with the bonfire here. What you want to see, you did not draw nothing.
It's almost impossible to draw nothing.
Yeah, that's what we haven't seen any of that today, really,
Yeah.
where someone just opens their hand and just passes. But
I've seen a lot of this happening where the player has passed, and I don't know if that's going to be another case of those, because normally when you do lead with bonfire, you get the pop
that a
bar to try to
cross
mitigate
out?
the roll.
I think I see a cross-out designator in hand, so there is at least a way to play through this.
yeah, it looks like he's trying to debate if he can play through the imperm without the cross out and hold the cross out for maybe a secondary.
a Nibiru or something like that.
I mean, he does have the Dia Belstar in his hand. He doesn't need to. Oh man,
I see a couple pieces of Exodia.
he Bruce opened 2 pieces.
Oh no!
Oh,
and the Rainbow Bridge. Oh
No, not like this. But the 2 monsters on the field, Diabelstar is going to set original Sinful Spoils. Things aren't looking good here for Dakota.
What's the 4th card? Do we see that?
I don't think so.
I think it's Singenjin.
It might be
from a
Singenjin,
Millennium,
yeah.
which is a good card, but on its own, going second, not a lot.
Especially if you're already going to get burned 1,200 at some point here, because you're not going to stop what Bruce is going to be putting on the field.
Certainly the case now. Original is going to summon Snake Eye's Poplar, which is going to grab Divine Temple of the Snake Eye. That's going to let him place the Snake Eye from his deck to the spell and trap card zone. Probably going to be that Snake Eye's Diabell Star.
Right, so now we've gotten to the point that would normally happen with just Snake Eye Ash, but you can't quite do the regular combo here. It's still negated by Imperm. Well, oh no!
Oh.
He forgot!
Nope, it's negated. It's negated by Imperm. If anyone is listening that can hear us on the stage, Infinite Impermanence negated Snake Eye Ash effect. It cannot resolve. Please, someone listening, go tell them. I know there's people listening. Oh,
Yeah,
he realized
there we
it.
go.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
a huge mistake here for first. This is the opening that Dakota needed.
Yeah. Oh, Bruce,
He got too
rubbing his
comfortable.
brow
Got
now,
way too
realizing,
comfortable.
what have I done, and what are the other options? There's a drone Lockbird in hand.
It's not over. All he has to do is make the anima, use the pop art effect, put the Snake Eye Diabell Star back on the field, and then just go from there.
Oh,
One
go
Fiendsmith.
Fiendsmith combo?
I guess,
but it's,
yeah.
It's not as good as it could be.
It's not as good as it could be, but it's still playable.
Bro, I even told myself that was 3 times.
Yeah, Bruce. Yeah, we feel that.
Pop effect or Snake Eyes Diabell Star. Yep.
At least he knows these lines, right? He's used to being interrupted.
Yeah, he needs to shake off the mistake and keep on going and do what he can from here.
Yep, just play tight from this point on. Ooh, I don't know if I would ever put the Ash back there. I want to summon that back off the Princess.
Hopefully he's not too flustered to get back into this game.
Oh no!
Just going for SP's
Did he
little
side them
knife.
out?
Siding out the Fiendsmith cards.
I have heard of some people doing that, but
Oh,
wow, just
no.
SP pass.
Oh, he played around the Winged Dragon Sphere mode.
All right, so he's going to put Singendin Wakes from a Millennium in the spell and trap card zone. Now he can pay 2,000 life points to take it out of Tallow form and make it a monster.
Now he has the ability to use the Divine Temple to summon that Snake Eye Ash to try to load himself up if he wants to.
Hilariously, that would then re-enable the Winged Dragon from Sphere mode that was just drawn.
So
Do we
now
know what the
he's
set?
got
Oh, the set
golem.
is the cross. Oh, we are getting finally get hit with the drone Lockbird here. That's gonna cut him off from finding
Okay.
that copy of Ankh.
Thinking in response to the roll.
What do you mean?
You can summon the leg and just start kicking, Bruce.
I love it. Yes, leg. Attack with the leg.
Oh, we are attacking with. He opted not to use the temple here.
Interesting.
He could have done Temple then draw, but I guess he doesn't get the search on
Yeah.
Snake Eye Ash that way.
I guess just keeping it in the back for now. He does have original in the graveyard, so he's fine if he does make it to his turn.
So what can Dakota do with these two monsters? Because he can still place the golem if he wants and special summon it, I believe.
I mean, that's full Fiendsmith combo.
I don't know if he needs the search. I gotta look at the text on that, make sure it's not all part of one effect. I have it right here.
Set one. Pass turn.
Now
Set
then
one.
you can add one
Okay,
Wedgie
he's
Temple.
just
Two
passing.
seconds last turn. I don't know if I searched or not.
I believe he set the Rainbow Bridge Salvation.
Yeah, but Bruce doesn't know that.
Yep.
He has to respect it.
We'll assume it's probably. I mean, it could be a
Bruce
lot
has no
of
cards in
baggrounds,
hand,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, this is gonna be off the draw.
No, he has the original in the graveyard.
True, true.
That's a good one. That's a really good draw.
Oh, very good draw.
Slam it down.
Wow, him not making the big board actually hurt Dakota since he wasn't able to put
Yeah,
everything
it's
away. a
really
little
All
bit.
part of the plan. All part of the plan.
This is all according to plan. Now Snake Eye Ash is coming down to resolve again.
Bruce gives a little chuckle as Dakota laughs with him. I think Dakota realizes the situation that he finds himself in. Looking at that hand,
Just to draw that combination of cards in a 60-card deck is so unlikely.
yeah, I think you have to do something. You have to use one of the cards in hand to try and go into Fiendsmith combo and at least get some kind of field, but it's tough to know in those situations. Dakota opted for this decision and is now going to be on the receiving end of a second Snake Eye combo. This one will not be stopped.
Comes Ash back thanks to Snake Eye Oak.
Still has that cross out for another copy of Infinite Impermanence, so he's not really worried about anything.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're still in his deck?
Interesting, so he's going to go move. It could have been a little rattled just from the mistake, but now he's going into Requiem. Requiem's going to tribute off to summon Engraver.
Engraver can now send the Sengenjin. Just clear up a little bit.
Requiem effective equip.
Engraver does it destroy or send? It sends? Because Singenjin can't be destroyed by card effects.
Well, it doesn't matter. It looks like you were just going to use
Yeah,
Snake
but
IO.
monster effects.
Okay.
Yeah.
He can push it back into the tablet form though if he wants.
Oh, he'll come back.
And Dakota already had to pay 2,000 life points to use that
Yeah.
Singing Mix from Millennium.
What does Rainbow Bridge of Salvation do on the field?
I'm pretty sure you just can't activate. I think you need to like add Rainbow Dragon or something.
It's
to
like
your
something with 2
hand.
level 10s, right?
Yeah, it's something very hard to actually resolve. Let me pull it up on Yu-Gi-Oh! Neuron, the
But
best
watch,
app
we're
on my
going to go
phone.
into Nightmare Phoenix right now just to bait out.
If there are 2 more different monster types among the level 10 or higher monsters on the field, it
Very
shuffles
cool.
everything back. And each
Funnily
player
enough,
draws 5 cards.
can he do that with the Exodia cards? He can get at least one.
he might.
They're all spellcasters, though, I think.
Right.
That's good.
We'll have to ask Dakota afterwards if he's been able to pull that one off, because I don't think it's going to happen this duel. Bruce is in the driver's seat. I do not want to beat around that bush. It seems like if he can assemble the push right here.
How dare you
This
use that
duel
word,
will end.
assemble. Dakota just seething right now.
Intentionally do that, but I'm very proud of myself now.
It works. So Lacrima coming down, going to add Engraver back so we can discard the Fiendsmith Engraver to go for Fiendsmith Tract.
I mean, the field spell is buffing everything, or at least all the little ones right now, so we don't have much more to go.
No, we're mere moments away here from Bruce.
Unless we're
taking
reading
this
that Mirror
game.
Force, you know? Yeah.
I mean, he's playing against a deck that he doesn't know, so at any face down card could literally be anything. Could be a super polymerization he could be worrying about. There's all sorts of different cards.
I mean, he might end up just making a Desiree at some point just to check it if he doesn't want to try using a Phoenix, because he is aware that Rainbow Bridge is in his deck. He doesn't want it to be, but he's also not really concerned if it is, right? He's just, you know, it's just a little bit of relief if you hit the Rainbow Bridge, because you know that's not going to actually do anything impactful. It is free cards, but it's not actually doing anything.
Thank you, Gary.
Now, important
I
to
mean,
note.
I think he really doesn't want to mess up after
Yeah,
the
yeah.
turn 1 play.
Also important to note that a loss for either duelist here will not mean the immediate end of their tournament run. They still could look to try and win out from here and make it to top 64, but a win feels so much better because, I mean, I saw you were talking about the pressure of duelists in this type of situation. We're over halfway through the total number of rounds they're going to have to play now.
All right, we're going to be using the original to put back the Ash and add a different level 1 fire. Well,
Not
so
that
no,
one.
that is not how that works. The original puts it back to the bottom of the deck after the fact. So it has to be a different one. Oh, okay, that'll do.
Yeah, in the end, it's all
Yeah.
the same. But you definitely have to have another copy. In Master Duel, it wouldn't work that way because Snake Eye Ash being limited to 1.
It looked like he was
a great
eyeing
point.
the Flame Bridge, because there's only 1 copy in his deck, so he might have considered putting it back, but it looks like we're just going into the Phoenix
Now
here.
we're chilling 1,
Yep.
copper chilling 2, turning Snake Eyes yellow. That's good.
And I think as soon as you see that
Hey.
Rainbow Bridge, you're probably feeling pretty good if you're Bruce.
It's better in the graveyard for Dakota, but he needs to survive this turn first.
What do you think the likelihood of that is, Billy Break?
Very low, very low.
There are 4 mysterious, powerful cards in Dakota's hand.
Two of them
point.
are so strong they're
Correct.
forbidden.
No, I believe they're limited.
Yes.
First Lair,
I think he has 2 of them, though.
Yep.
Oh.
How did he manage that?
What's going on here?
So Fiendsmith Tract is going to add Fabled Lure, then discard the Fabled Lure. Fabled Lure is going to special summon itself back to the field in true Fabled fashion. Now he's going to link away Sequence and Nightmare Phoenix.
Access code.
Access code. Ooh.
Okay, so we were talking about the limited extra deck space. We're seeing that Bruce is playing the access code Talker, which is one of those cards that's been
That's
dropped
crazy.
from some people's lists
That's
because
crazy.
Yep,
it
but
helps you end the game.
You're so
but-
right.
as
You're
I
so
mentioned,
right.
Sinjin Jin Wakes from a Millennium
Oh,
can't be
it
destroyed by
be
monster
Can't be
effects.
destroyed by monster effects.
That's okay. We still haven't used Princess, right? We can work our way back up.
Can we?
Well, he has the
Oh,
Snake Eye
he's the
Bellstar.
Snake
He
Eyes
hasn't used it yet.
Bellstar, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he also has Engraver.
It attempts to destroy it.
Yeah, it'll just attempt to destroy it.
Yeah,
Just
he
resolves
did
as normal.
banish. He did activate the effect, so Judge is saying, nope, it went through.
Sequence.
It's definitely an easy effect to overlook. It is the first sentence on him, but it kind of just like blends in with the rest of
Sometimes
the
that
text.
first one's the one you don't read because you just kind of assume that it's going to be something not important.
It is the most vulnerable one to skip, yeah, for sure.
You're at 6K.
could do like I mean now he's worried about something like Nibiru the Primal Being, but I don't know if he can be that concerned about it anymore.
Some math real quick.
Oh, the math teacher's doing math. I'm
Hopefully
sure.
he doesn't do it wrong.
Sure, the students are cheering at home right now for Bruce. Has he run the calculations? Does he see the line?
Attack.
Oh, is it just
I think
enough
he
damage
just has
that
it
second?
here.
4,300 to 2,750.
With the 1,200 from the Lacrima
Yeah,
afterwards, it
that'll
probably
do it.
is enough.
So 1550 for the first hit.
450. 18.
Clearly, none of us are math majors or math teachers.
I trust that he sees that it's enough.
We
I
will
think it would be
defer to
hilarious
Bruce.
if it wasn't, though.
Could you imagine?
2650.
Think of the story.
And then he's at 250 after
Hopefully his
that.
bosses don't see it.
Or his students.
He's at 250
Yep.
after the
phase two.
attacks.
That is
and here
enough.
we go.
Links them away for Appaloosa, for materials.
Appaloosa.
Lacrimosa.
Lacrima effect.
There we go.
Lacrima is going to do 1,200.
And that is enough. Is he going to
There you
reveal
go.
the hand?
That
There
would
it
be
is.
it.